G'day friends, welcome to a stream where I paint some toy soldiers. Wonderful. Let us continue the painting of this toy soldier. Now I started this one late last night and obviously didn't get a long way into her. Got a little way in. And I'll show off the rest of the pieces very soon. G'day Frog Jim. G'day Heresy for Heretics. Thought that troll you're working on looks pretty good, Frog Jim. Pretty good indeed. G'day Sammy. G'day Scarabost. Yes, I've made a fair bit of headway on this project this week. Obviously last week we were busy sculpting. See, I've kicked on. And yeah, if everything goes to plan, I'll be finished this pretty lady today, which will mean I get to go on to my favourite figure in this little trio tomorrow night on Party Monday. What an exciting time. Let me just show off. So this guy's the Taurus. Not quite finished. I've still got to add some shadow into the armour, some like dark shadow. The deepest shadows at the moment are still just like a mid-tone, which is not quite enough, so we just need to add some little bits. And yeah, need to do his eyeballs and tweak the skin tone and just little things. I really like this green situation. It's, again, this is the Earth palette. So this is what we've got for the Earth base so far. So it's interesting how much less green I've put on this. So I do need to add those elements of green to help that guy tie in, but I'll probably add a few little greener elements. You can see I've added a little bits of green, but yeah, so still a fair bit of work to go on this, but that's okay. It's a fucking giant base, so of course it's going to take a fucking while. Yes, so we get to go on to the piece that I am most excited about painting, which is Capricorn, very, very soon. G'day Robbie's Hobbies. It is the stained beard head in the back, well spotted at the topulus. Good morning for me, yes, and good evening for you. So I'm undecided on the cloak for this lady. Undecided. I feel like there is a consistent warm colour palette across the piece. So we probably want to stick with something warm. Yes, mate, I know it's late night here in the UK. I know that. Yes, Adepticon in Chicago, I'm sure would be awesome to attend one day. I'm probably not personally in a rush to go, but can understand. Let's switch to the good little brush. There's a super cool entry for the Marvel Crisis Protocol painting competition at Adepticon called Path of the Worthy, done by a dude called Jonathan Ho. If you don't follow Jonathan Ho on social media, you should go and do so. Ooh, is there? What's the debate whether it should be allowed? Yeah, he's a really, really good painter. He does YouTube videos too. Tutorials. It's interesting for me to watch them because there's another painter who does tutorials. His name's Sarastro. I'm sure I'm not filling any of you with shock here by filling you in on this news. And Sarastro does some really nice tutorials. It's been interesting if you go back and watch some of his early painting to now. He's really improved. He's really, really good. He's doing some great stuff. But he's got a very sort of specific approach to how he does his tutorials. And he's Mr. Consistent, which I like. But I do feel like Jonathan has just been heavily inspired by Sarastro's videos and is just doing basically the exact same format and the exact same things. So think Jonathan's probably a better painter, but he's got to do something different, I think. It's what I tried to do with the Oath Sworn videos that I did was do something different, you know. Everyone's seen standard paint start to finish. Yeah. Miniac's probably my favourite YouTuber in the miniature painting space for a couple of reasons. One, because he's not constrained by Games Workshop. You know, he does a whole variety of figures and techniques. Two, he's always trying to learn. You know, he's always trying to do things that he hasn't done before, and he's a really good self-reflector. You know, he analyses why things maybe didn't work or why he's despondent. And then, of course, just recently the quality of the videos has gone up quite dramatically ever since he got into his studio. The videos are just really good to watch. So So I'm coming off a project that I felt really proud of, which is the Three Witches, and I felt proud of it because it doesn't really feel like me. Yeah, thank fuck for Fincy, eh? Buy a real camera, my guy. You know, I have a absolutely defined and concrete style, which is a good thing, but it's nice to be able to continue to improve and grow and do things differently. And I feel like the Three Witches is a real positive step forwards in my painting journey. I have have them sitting up there for those that haven't seen it. Yeah, would like to see it. Can whip it out. And this is the eternal YouTube debate. Do people watch videos if they want to see the best? People watch videos to be entertained. Absolutely, absolutely, it did. Yes, I was really, really excited how that looked and how those colours work together, and I thought I'll try that again. And yeah, that is absolutely what happened. I would say I watch scale modelers more than Hey Match Fixer, more than I watch miniature painting YouTubers. I'm gonna not click on that link, and I'm gonna guess it's Night Shift. It's not. It's Lazy Creation World. Yeah, okay. He does some good shit. That's probably the niche that I'm going to go into YouTube videos. It's going to be that tutorial diorama style stuff. It's not bad. Alright, so I've used 4 colours for this armour. I've used medium orange, light orange, pastel peach, and Chimera Royal Brown. So I did an airbrush of the Royal Brown, and then I've gone up through the oranges to reach this stage. And now I'm using the peach to do some spot highlights. And then I'm going to probably airbrush another orange over the top, a filter. So, still taking suggestions on cloak. What colour do we think for the cloak? Well, I've set it up to do either brown or orange. Redhead. Do love a redhead. The the problem with both of those suggestions, well, the white I guess more so, very warm palette overall, and so the white would probably just be a bit jarring. I suppose I could try and do a warm white. Can't even answer. Yeah, it definitely can't be a cold colour. I mean, black's probably not a bad idea actually. Don't do a black cloak that often. This is a vastly different gold, yes. It's because it's actually a bronze or a copper. Well, I think so. One small regret I have on the Three Witches, and again, we're always learning, so this is sort of something I learned. That sometimes you can take a colour palette too far. Like you can just stick in the same colours too often. And with the Three Witches, what I think when I reflect on it stands out to me is that there's not enough variation between the three figures. Now the piece does feel very harmonious, but it's just lacking a little bit of visual interest. I might grab it down actually and just sort of talk about it a bit. So here's the Three Witches. Yes. So look, I'm really happy with how it came out. What I think lets it down slightly. Same colour on all three of these. That's fine. but then I've got the same colour on all three of these. So I think I potentially just needed to have one colour be the through colour on all of them, and then mix up the others. Now I did that sort of, this is different, this is not on any other one, this is not on any other one, but it just feels like it's a slightly too consistent, if you will. So but yeah, overall I think it works for this piece. I don't think it works for every piece. Oh, Masson and Curry, get in. And so I want these two to feel different. At least different enough that you don't feel like they're just the same model. Starry, starry night. Alright, last highlight. Last highlight before I whip out the airbrush. What's the theme of this piece? This is the elements from the zodiac themed diorama. So this is Virgo, and then I've done Taurus, and then the other one's Capricorn. So the three earth signs from the zodiac are the three pieces comprise this diorama. Let's not go overboard. So who's playing Marvel Snap? This season, I'm at 95. This is the highest I've ever been. 95. And I've been at 95 for about 4 days. I can't fucking crack it. I'm so close and I can't crack it. Fucking. Ooh. I will show you what colour I'm airbrushing with. Yeah, it's good fun. I've just recently picked up like a couple of cards that have been awesome. Null, just cracker. He absolutely dominates. At the collection level I'm fighting against, there's a lot of fucking yeah. I've got the Star Wars deck builder. I'm going to play a game of that tonight actually. Yeah, play a lot of Galactus, a lot of fucking Thanos. So you put Killmonger and Null, and you pretty much handle both of those decks. The colour I am airbrushing with there is a Vallejo Game Air colour called Hot Orange. Hot Orange. And I've hit it over the whole surface. As a really thin filter. And so what it's doing is it's bringing all the colours together in a nice, consistent way. We may go back in and tweak that, but we're going to do some other areas before we think about that. Yeah, that Star Wars deck building game's really fun. Good little deck builder, right? It's hard to get them wrong. Undaunted is a game I'd really like to play more of. I played one game and I was like, holy shit, this is a fucking awesome game. And then I haven't played it since. Yeah, really good. We're currently in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign mood at the moment. We're playing that every second Tuesday basically, and having a great time. Yeah, it's getting really good reviews, isn't it, Top? March 30th it comes out here. So I'll probably go see it. Bit of fun. Hoot means it's a laugh and good, funny. You know, on reflection, I feel like that's what the other D&D movies missed. Was the fact that most D&D is just all about getting together with your mates and having a laugh. Trying to be too serious. Yep. This year's already speeding up. I tell you what, the older I get, I turned 40 a few weeks ago, the faster time seems to go by. This year's just flown by. Oh yes, very good. I must admit I'm not up to speed with the John Wick series, and you can have a go at me if you want, but I just feel like the first film. Does this help? The first film in the John Wick series is a perfect action film. And in my opinion, there needed to be no sequel. Do you know what I mean? It was just good. It's just a good movie. So I don't know anything about the later ones. I'm sure they're good. I love Keanu Reeves. I'm sure they're great action films, but the first one was just brilliant. It was just probably the best action film to come out in the last however long. Yeah, I don't know. Do we need a knife museum top? Do we? Maybe we do. I don't know, Top. I trust your recommendations, mate. So if you say it's worth diving into the John Wick universe, then maybe it's time for me to dive into the John Wick universe. But there's something to be said for just appreciating something in its entirety. The purity of John Wick. Thanks, Ogle Ken Soilu. Hopefully we'll get there. Go me. I like to make a point of trying to pronounce people's names correctly, and I always feel chuffed when I get it right. Hey Cujo. This is the other part of the project, which still needs work, but and this is of course the base in which we find ourselves. The base actually looks really cool, like a desert. It's been a productive week, friends. I think I'm going to make her a redhead. Oh. Yeah. I just love painting redheads. Can't really say they're my muse anymore, but I do like painting redheads. So yes, plan for this project is to finish this part, this model rather, mostly today, and then tomorrow and Party Monday we'll crack on with Capricorn. And then we'll hopefully have the project finished by middle of next week, which would be cool. And then I can start to think about the next one in the series if it's what I want to start next, which I think it is. So, which one should we do next? I am nowhere near as excited about any of the other projects and any of the other elements as much as I am about Earth. Earth's basically got 3 bangers in terms of models, and I think all of the other ones have at least one fucking Barry Crocker. So yeah, Aquarius. What a shit dog. I mean, objectively, right, it's a fine model, but it's just got no interest in painting it, which is gonna make it hard. But before I sort of finish the series of all 4 little vignettes, I sort of want to have them side by side so I can make them feel joined somehow. Maybe we should go have a look at the water ones. Because the crab's fucking cool. I feel like I didn't I have a missing piece from my crab or something? Didn't we whip it out and have a look at it, and then I never got around to fucking messaging about the crab missing a piece? Because that would be disappointing. I can work around it, but let's go look at the Kickstarter, eh? Let's go have a look. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, this is the zodiac signs Kickstarter. So who painted the Taurus? Fuck me, that's a good paint job. I'm going to keep her separate for some other project. Yeah. Oh, for yes. So Aries is fire. So fire is Aries. And that's pretty cool. That's Taurus. Who does that? Masculines? Did masculines do that? Ivan Sarah. Good paint job, man. Fuck me. Impressive shit. What's the name of that one again? Gemini. Zodiac elements. So, air is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. How is Aquarius an air sign? Alright, so that's Gemini. That's just a hard model to paint. Gemini, Aquarius. Where's the other Aquarius? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So it's literally this model. Which is great. And this model, which is okay, and then old mate fucking dripping his pot. So this Scorpio is apparently a water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So that's a good model. And then Cancer, the crab's a good model. That's awesome. Well, the crab's awesome. Yeah, the figure's pretty good actually. That'll be fine. Fire's going to be good. Fire's Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. Sagittarius is okay. That's fine. Centaurs are hard. It's going to be an interesting paint job actually. This is the best one of all of them. Look at this guy. What is this? The thing that's doing my head in is why the fuck is that guy an air sign? Like, what is that? That's just junk. And this is the worst fucking one. Water has got this piece of shit. Is it a bag of air? Surely it's not. Yeah, we'll see if we can make that. Yeah, maybe. We'll see if we can make that look better. I mean, the actual face is great. The flowing robes are great. I just don't like the jug and the fucking swirly thing, and I don't get how that's a fucking air sign. This model is just awful. I don't like it at all. So yeah, the three water signs are Pisces, Cancer, and this dude. So I don't really know how I'm going to make them look good. So maybe that should be what I'll do next. Fire is going to be fun, because there's two good ones in fire. But air is going to be awful. Air is just going to be bad. That's the one I'm doing right now. No, Scorpio is not water at all. It wasn't painted to look like water anyway. The thing is, the Scorpio model's a good model, right? So we'll be able to make that fly because it's a good model. But So I'm glad to be doing this project now. I think I talked about this a little, but you know, my big dioramas, um, they can be quite draining to kick on with a giant diorama, and you know, you do one of those and you just feel cooked by the end of it. But doing it this way, where it's 4 individual scenes that all sort of connect together, feels a little more manageable somehow. Even though my intent is to do all 12 models, because I'm sort of breaking them down into little manageable chunks, it feels fine. The issue that I'm going to have is I'm not at all interested in a couple of them. Oh, King Shaney, g'day mate. I would not be able to do that because I don't have a specific color palette that I use, and I don't follow a specific highlight, mid-tone, shadow sort of process. But if you held a gun to my head and said, what are your favourite skin tones, it'd be beige red from Vallejo game colour, model colour, sorry, and it'd be Fairy Flesh from the Nocturna set as the highlight. But I couldn't pick a shadow. Peanut butter's not really a shadow. I'm gonna play some Marvel Snap soon. I think I've got to fucking crack this 95 bullshit. G'day Wampa. What's going on, champion? It's for a diorama for the earth elements from the zodiac. So this is Virgo. Okay, let's go. So this annoys me. It's a stupid annoyance and I'm aware of it, but it annoys me nonetheless. This one is the only one I've seen that has the actual elemental symbol on the figure. On these little bits. That annoys me. They should either all have it, or none of them should have it. Ridiculous. Well, Virgo can get fucked. Fuck bullshit. Good one. Don Giovanni. Very good. Look, my favourite miniature company is probably Big Child Creatives. They don't seem to get too much wrong. Yeah. Where are you, you piece of shit colour? The cloak. Yeah, not sure what we're going to do with the cloak. I think we decided on black, didn't we? But we might go black into green. That's what we're going to do right now. We're going to go black into green. See if we can make that fly. How? I don't know. But we'll give it our best. Warm purple's an interesting idea, Top, but it might just be a bit, there's my colour, might just be a bit too much. Might distract, because I don't think there'll be purple anywhere else on the project. I don't use them, no. I have not used them at all, actually. I just use contrast paints. Contrast paints are my preferred paint of that colour, of that variety. Yeah, I haven't heard anything bad really, other than the reactivation issue, which some people have expressed as an issue. Yeah, that's fine. I'm sure they're a perfectly satisfactory paint product. G'day, Major Dodo. Welcome, champion. I reckon we do the water signs next, friends. Now that's a name I've not heard in a long time. A long time. Yeah, I think black was the right choice. But it's going to be black and green. But more so black. Probably, we don't know. We'll find out. That is not Tie Black by Secret Weapon, no, that is black and Dark Sea Blue mixed together. Both from AK third generation. Well, the reason they're hurting your soulmate is because you're painting it for someone else. That's what hurts my soul. There's very rarely an amount of money that can allow you to enjoy painting something for someone else. Commission work takes a special type of person. Well, that's a good reason. You love a bit of wet in wet. Just works. Just works. Works a treat. Well, sort of. You should do that, mate. Competition is good for development and growth. Sometimes confronting the fact that we're not as good as we would like to be is what we need to push us forward. this green or just the other one, the like vibrant one. So yeah, it's a combination of these three bad boys: deep green, light green, and pistachio. Get some nice punch. See you, Major Dodo. Oh. Hey, Major Dodo. For the longest time, whoa, for the longest time. I cried, Babel, look at me now. Walls of my town crumbling down. Well, she was slipping to the sound. So yes, next up on the wonderful world of television, I'll be watching the next season of Carnival Row, which has gotten some bad reviews, but I'm excited to watch it nonetheless. The next season of Shadow and Bone. I haven't read too many reviews on that actually, but looking forward to that. G'day, Nervous Noel. Shannon. How's he? And then continue watching. Yeah. No. If it's no good, mate, I'll just stop. But the production values of Carnival Row are good enough to make me enjoy it and watch it for cool ideas. Yeah, I've already watched the first 2 episodes of Ted Lasso. There's very few shows that I am all about watching it week to week. Very few. But I'll be fucked if Ted Lasso doesn't get watched the minute that fucking thing drops. Nervous Noel, I am using a Sony AX33 Handycam. Yes, that is what I'm using. Yep, AX33 Handycam. I just love Ted Lasso. I just love it so much. Thank you, mate. Yes, it's been my streaming rig for... What are we at now, friends? We had 3 years? No, 2 years. No, 3 years. I can't remember. No, 2 years. 2 years. Started in 2020. 2021, 20... Is it 3 years? Fucking hell. I can't remember. Maybe I did start in 2020. Yeah, you know, I think I started in 2021 because mate, I'm not a professional Twitch streamer, all right? I'm just here for fun. Well, that's a great question. It is actually on a tripod with a boom arm. So right now, you can see this whole area in front of me. So if I put my hand out, this is basically where the camera is. Just above this here, you can just see it there. And the angle of it is just enough that it's slightly askew. So I have a perfectly clear vision down onto my figure, and this is what I would look like if it was perfectly straight on right now. Well, I remember I was doing the streams during lockdown, but it wasn't it wasn't the first lockdown. I started doing them yeah, it was definitely 2020 2021. And I recall that now because I tried to buy a webcam in the midst of the lockdown. And I was unable to purchase one because every motherfucker and their dog had purchased one. So it's weird how much time's gone by, friends. I mean, I certainly wouldn't consider myself an expert streamer by any stretch. But I think the key to any task in any facet of life is consistency. And I've been pretty consistent. There's been a few periods where I haven't done any streams. But for the most part, consistency. Well, thank you for following since September last year. Pro tip, mate, don't watch streams when you're at work. Unless you're really, really fortunate and you can work with stuff on in the background. Thanks, mate. Yeah. Well, I wish I had a job where I was able to do that. Very, very few occasions I'm sure I probably could get away with it, but I wish. 'Cause I know my weakness, know my voice, and I believe faith and joy. And I know if I put my heart out, I'll be born without a mind. Woo. Yeah, yeah. I definitely, my job didn't actually change too much when I was in the midst of the lockdown. I still had to be out in the field. So I had a few extra days working from home, but for the most part I was out in the field. So wasn't much of a change for me. How do I feel about this? Yeah. So I do think there's benefits of working in an office, right? The level of collaboration and accessibility is a positive, and I also think without I did not want to know. Without belabouring the point, there's certainly people who take advantage of the working from home arrangement and are not as effective as they might be with someone watching them. I don't say that for everyone, but certainly there are people. Yeah, I think that's the right balance, right? You go to the office a couple of days a week, you work from home a couple of days a week. That way you're still accountable and still able to touch base with the people you need to touch base with and all that sort of gear. Yeah, it's a thing. There'll always be people taking the piss. I've switched back mostly to the Winsor and Newtons, but for grunt work, stuff that I need to do, big layers on, I'll whip out the Raphael. Now, do I go crazy here? I've never been accused of being a not crazy guy. See if I can make this work. Does anyone miss the palette cam, by the way? I switched it off about 6 months ago and haven't really used it. Does anyone miss being able to see the palette? Or do you prefer seeing more of the model? It's a brush. It's not a dry brush. It is a makeup brush that I picked up from a Kmart. Yep, that's it. $10 for a pack of 4. G'day, Saint Tubus. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to use the way that I'm using it right now, but there's some really interesting ways you can use brushes that we don't always use them. There's sort of many different ways you can get texture, and I think we probably err on the side of caution. Yeah, probably would. Yeah. No, so what we're going to do now hopefully, is yeah, we're going to do some airbrushing and then see how we look. Baby, baby, look at me now. Alright. This may have been a mistake, but we'll see. We shall see. Yeah. We are just carving up, just living our best lives. G'day, St. Tubus. Alright, now, theoretically, that's a good question, Nurgle. Yeah. I spoke about that a little while ago. It's really interesting, yeah, because you get a close-up look at certain areas, right? So if I'm looking at the face, I'm looking at it here, I can zoom in on the face and I can get a really, close perspective that is slightly out of focus, but there you go. So you can actually see areas where, you might just need a little tweak. And you can't get, like, I'd have to be like this to be able to see that, and even then my eyes would go funny. So it is useful, yeah, to have that extra close-up angle. However, it's really hard to paint with only that, so I think you've got to use this to look at and then zoom out on your figure. And yeah, it's tricky. But it's an advantage, I think, having it there. Alright, now we're going to try and darken it up. Without losing too much. G'day, Paul. Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul. I'm going to whip out a colour, I think, that I haven't used for a while. It's really good. It's really good, but it's different. It's difficult. It is indeed. It's just another tool. All in all, it's just another tool in the wall. Colour called Despair Green, mate. But we are about to move into a blue. Blue and a black. What we might do very shortly is pull this model off its base and put it on the plinth and see how it looks with the other model on there, so we can get an idea of whether this colour palette is actually working or if I've just completely screwed the pooch. I have a feeling we'll be okay, but yeah, this one's going to be smaller, but it's going to have a number of little elements, little movable bits. Look, it's not my favourite that I've done, but maybe I'll do a black. Yep, I think I'm going to do a black contrast paint. But let's have a look at it on the base. Actually, I think that's a good idea. Thanks, mate. Good to know someone's seeing them. The algorithm hasn't killed me. Yeah, actually it's not too bad. Not too bad. Ooh. Thank you, mate. It's very appreciated. Bye, Andy. I got like 20 fucking thousand followers, man. I don't care. Let's have a Bo Peep. No. It's this guy sitting on his throne. You sit on a throne of lies. He's a maniac on the floor. Alright, this is more for my benefit later on when I come back to this fucking stream if I get confused, but so I think we need a plant under here and here. I think we need a few more plants here and here. I think we need to add green elements up here. Maybe this is a green crystal. I think we need to add this green in little bits on the base. And the skulls need to be brighter. Tweak more on this. That's fine, mate. I know where it is. It's actually looking really cool. I didn't actually think that it was going to look that cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, Corn. So let's grab out the three next ones. You fucking dickhead, did I say I was doing next? Water. Might just do a little Bobby Dazzler on this. Tear them down, 'cause I know my weakness. I just use a scalpel, mate. So because it's a rod, but it's a hollow one, I just sort of roll the scalpel on it backwards and forwards like this, and that just lets you snap it off. Yeah, Jaws Slaw would be good, probably. So I'm happy with how the base is coming along. I need to add more green, right? So that's the decision that I made at the start of this process was that I was going to have a predominantly brown and warm tone base. But the element is earth, so I think earth is also green. Corn, the minis are from scale 75. It was from a Kickstarter a few years ago called the Zodiac, Signs of the Zodiac. And they are now available for normal sale. And they're based on signs of the Zodiac, unsurprisingly. So this is all of the earth signs. So we've got Capricorn in the middle, Taurus on the left, and Virgo on the right. And the base is one that I built. Using the elements that come with the figures and a few other bits and pieces from my box of goodies. Yeah, it's sort of really like subtle. If you don't know what it is, it won't mean sort of anything to you. It just looks like a thing, but yeah, I think it's cool. Cool there. Thank you, mate. It's very kind of you. I don't consider myself an artist. I think I had this conversation tomorrow, a couple of times before. I'm not really an artist. I feel more like a scientist that's just done lots of experiments over and over and knows what sort of results you're going to achieve. Doesn't feel like art. Tomorrow night's Party Monday is going to be, that's a good idea actually, Scarabus, is going to be a really interesting one because Bucks and I had a conversation last week about music. Now I like music. I sing along. I have, a playlist of pump up songs that I'll listen to on occasion. But Bucks, old mate Buxo, is just a fiend for the music. And he said something the other day about how music influences your art. And I do not. Thank you, mate. I do not get anywhere near as inspired by music as Bucks does. And he said he has actually been influenced in paint jobs, and he's allowed his paint jobs to be inspired by music. And I just said, I don't understand how an audio medium can influence a visual medium. And he fired up. He was fired up. And he was ready to go ham. But we're actually going to talk about that next Party Monday tomorrow night. So Bucks is bringing probably a notebook of things he wants to say, because he does go off on a tangent on occasion, old Buxo. And I'm going to be representing the defence, which states that music cannot influence a digital medium, and Bucks will be representing the prosecution by saying that it can and does. Well, this will be a good conversation, Paulie. Could even be the first episode of Saturation Generation, our podcast. This is the thing, like I love music, and I acknowledge that there are tunes that get me excited. Like if someone pumps a Lord of the Rings fucking soundtrack in my face, I'm going to be inspired. But I don't know how that inspiration translates into a physical format. I'm looking forward to it. He was fired up. We got off stream the other night and he was like, "You're a fucking idiot." Yep. And just to respond to Saint Tubus, yeah, glad to hear, mate. I had a weird message the other day come through my Instagram, and there's a message, because I used to work for Games Workshop many years ago, back in the 2000 to 2003 era, and I had a message from a dude, and he's like, "Hey, did you used to work back at that Games Workshop back in that time?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." And he's like, "Hey, thanks, man. You sold me my first paint set. Taught me how to paint." And that's a weird message to get 20 years later. But I said to the dude, "Hey man, I'm glad to hear that I was able to help you find a hobby that you're still passionate about 20 years later." Look, you don't paint models to inspire other people. Well, I certainly don't. Maybe fucking Kirill does, but you paint models because you love painting models. No, shit house. uh, all I want to get out of my hobby is fun and enjoyment, and get to do stuff that me when I was younger would be excited about. Yeah, we'll see. Honestly, that's the main reason I do these dioramas. I do these big fucking crazy things because I sit down and I go, what would Deno, when he was a little fella, be excited to do? And I remember back when I was a little teenage friend, I was cracking along with the Necromunda. I'd build Necromunda scenery and it'd be terrible, but I'd love it so much. You know, I'd be super enthusiastic about armies and display boards and, you know, all this sort of stuff. And I never had the time, the money, or the capability to create the things that I saw in my brain. And now I've got a little bit more money, a little bit less time. And a little bit more capability. And so I try to do stuff that little Deno would think was awesome. I actually think that's a pretty good approach to life, really. To do stuff that your younger self thinks is cool. Yeah, I could build a fucking mean Necromunda table these days. How good would that be? Alright, let's do some of this bad boy. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what I would do with the Necromunda table. That's actually not a bad idea, really. I'll put that on the list of projects for the future. G'day Xtab. Yeah, look, that's a good observation. That we weren't always as learned, and I certainly was not. I was a bit of a dickhead, really, but I will say this. young me was pretty much sit at home, paint my models, do the same sort of shit as I do now. So I didn't change too much, but I certainly understand a little bit more now about how to not be a dickhead to other people. If I was offered a 25% pay bump to go back painting GW stuff, I paint GW stuff. I just don't paint it all the time, and I don't think there is any amount of money that would make me paint something that I don't want to. So no. If there is a cool GW model and I'm like, I really want to paint that, I will paint it, but it won't be because of money. It will be because I want to paint it. I would definitely not move into commission painting. No. Not as a profession. I might move into the world that Cujo's in, which is making videos. But I wouldn't do it as well as Cujo does. And I've talked about this, quite a few times. I don't begrudge anyone doing what they need to do to put food on the table, to make a living, right? It's a fucking hard world. You do what you got to do. I just don't want to paint models that I don't love, because life's too short to do that, in my opinion. And I'm very fortunate that I don't have to do it. Like, if I lost my job tomorrow, I would probably change my tune very, very quickly. And I would paint models until I could find another job. I have, yes, I have indeed. But I maintain that that is because I've painted something that I feel passionate about, and I've painted it well because I feel passionate about it. There's something missing from my work when I don't paint something. Wampa, you should know better, mate. You should know better than to use that word. Come on now. Haven't we talked about this? I dislike the word talent, friends. I do not believe that I am talented in any way. I do believe that I've worked harder than most. I have a saying that I love. The harder I work, the more talented I get. Something like that, anyway. And I'm just going to go on a very mini rant here. Because the reason I dislike that word is I feel like it provides people an excuse in their own head when they go, I don't have that talent. I can't do that. When people say things like, when they see a really cool piece of work and they're like, I'm just going to throw my brushes out. I'm snapping my brushes. I'm done. It's just the most piss weak response to seeing someone being good at something. When I see someone who does something awesome, I go, fuck yeah, I want to be like that. I'm going to work harder so I can be like that. Do you know what I mean? It's a different mindset, and I hate the word talent because I feel like it gives people a justification for why they can't do something. A victim mindset of I'll never be that good because I wasn't born with that skill, with that talent. And I just want people to go out there and go, you know what, I can fucking do that. I'm going to work hard and do it. There are people who will not be able to do everything, but you'll never achieve something if you don't try. And my dad has a wonderful saying that I love, and it is 100% of balls that fall short do not go in the hole. Which translated into non-Deno speak. If you don't try, you'll never succeed. No. His name's Franco. Francesco. And I do call him Franco as well. He's a legend. You're trying to fire me up here, aren't you? Hey, Wampa. I reject your attempt. That can be the one message that people take away from my streams. Is that if you don't try something, you'll never succeed. I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy with that being my contribution to the miniature painting world. It is indeed. It is indeed. Good work, Bear Cave. That is it. That is it in a nutshell. Should all go back and look at some of my shit from 5 years ago. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy how far I've come. Yes. Yes. Mini Mansa. There used to be a great tower alone on a sea, and you remain the light on the dark side of me. Love remains a cross that's high enough to give. But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can't be seen? Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on a grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, something hits the something on the grave. Da 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 da. I don't know. Is Seal still alive? Like, wasn't he married to Heidi Klum or something? What a legend. Alright, now, I was like, thinking to myself, oh, this, I don't really know about this cloak and blah blah blah. It's gonna be okay, I think, because this is gonna take over a lot of the cloak. A lot of the bad bits of the cloak. This is gonna be taking it over. So I think we can get away with it and then just tweak a little bit here. So Maybe. Did you know? Well, sign me the fuck up. See you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Oh no. Which Kmart did you go to? You're in the kids' aisle, man. You can try. I got given a new nickname at work the other day. Tin Man. Because I'm emotionless. Because I don't have a heart. If I only had a heart. If I only had a heart. I actually really like it. It's my favourite nickname I've ever been given. I did do a Wizard of Oz. It's very cool. Probably many people would say that it's the best diorama I've ever done. And they would probably be correct. It is very good, yes. That is unfortunately not an accurate comment. Because the best diorama that I've ever done has to have been one that I've done. Well, I thank you for your positive words. All right, friends, we're gonna just nip over to a little cheeky bit of marble snap for a bit. I think. Let's go get a bit of marble snap happening. No, that's not right. I'm trying to fucking stop that, Deno. Stop what you're doing. Is this gonna work? Why is that not working? Remove. Yes. That is bizarre why that is not working. Alright, well, we're going to have to do it this way. Whoa, it's great. It's great. Alright. Oh no, I'm playing the wrong deck. Oh no. I don't even know if this deck's any good. I need to use my Mr. Negative. Destroyer? What the fuck's he gonna do? Oh no. Let's go that. Oh, it's a Wolverine off. Interesting. Interesting. Let's do this. I don't think this guy's playing Galactus. Because he can't. I need to see Nimrod. I think this deck's got Nimrod in it. If I get Nimrod, we'll be in good shape.
Enough said, bub.
Oh, I like that. Oh, Green Goblin. No. Yeah, it's actually not too bad. I don't love this play. I need to see Nimrod. Like that guy's got. Fuck! Oh no. Well, I think he's gonna. I mean, if I play Destroyer, I probably win this lane. I'm gonna try.
Enough said, bub.
Stupid Kang. Stupid Kang. Now do I just do the same thing? He still snapped. Fucking Joker. Nah. What a fuckwit. Oh, I don't like that deck anyway. I'm going to play my other one. Where's my Twitch? There it is. Stupid Destroyer. Alright, we'll try my Mr. Negative deck. This has been my best performing deck. It's what's got me here. It's what's got me all the way to the top. But it's a fucking bad deck when stuff doesn't line up. Or when people put rocks in my fucking deck. Fuck you, man. Alright, if we see a Mr. Negative draw now, that's good. If we don't, that's bad. That is actually okay, believe it or not. Because I have Zola. Oh, that's beautifully timed, Deno. Yeah. Yeah, we're in pretty ordinary shape here, but this deck's got a few little backdoors. Like Shang-Chi. Ooh, Iron Man's nice. I love a devil dinosaur. So we'll just go this little cheeky bad boy. See what we pull out. Yes. I got you, motherfucker. Pew. Sit down. The only thing that can, if I draw negative here, it'll be a tie and he'll win. That would have been bad. Shit.
Victory.
Yeah. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Let's go again. Come on. Fire up, Dino. Alright, it's a good start. Hey, I'm just going to do this real quick. Sorry for everyone who can see this. I'm a professional guy. Oh, Muir Island. Come on, Zabu. Zabu or Psylocke. This is when the deck sucks. I've got fucking 3 cards here that I can't do anything with, and they're all 0 power. It's bad. Yeah, it's too little too late, Zabu. It's just too little too late. Magic helps. Magic helps. Sorry, Xtab. It's a pretty simple game, right? You have 3 locations, and the person who has the most points in 2 of the locations wins. So all of the cards have, Yeah, matchmaking's super quick. All the cards have a cost, which is the top left, and a power, which is the top right. This looks bad, but it's actually not that bad if I can draw Killmonger in this moment.
Opponent snapped.
I'm going to let you have that for the moment. Because I think I can flip out a Killmonger. Ah, that's bad. That's what I needed. Now it's Killmonger. Nope, can't win that. If Killmonger had a drop there, I would kill both of those, and I then potentially could have Valkyried into there, but that's okay. No. We tap out. Damn.
Escaped.
Just struggling at the moment. I can't get past this fucking 95 to 100. And again, it's such a bad start. Fuck, I hate this deck when it's this fucking bad. So the 3 different locations have different abilities, and then all your cards have different abilities. So the key is trying to win 2 locations, stringing together your cards. You get this much power each turn. So you start off with 1 power in your first turn, 2 power in your second, and so on. And this deck is having a really bad fucking start. These have been 2 terrible fucking... Ugh. I can almost guarantee that I'm going to lose this one. Ah, that helps. As long as I draw Killmonger, we're looking okay. Yeah, good. I'm not going to play him now because I reckon this guy's going to play quite a few more 1 costs. And I was very foolish. This is not going to go my way. See, Limbo Magic. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe.
I am Iron Man. Opponent snapped.
Fuck you, idiot. So he's going to go to 3, and 4 is 6, plus 3, plus 6. And I'm going to go to 18. Bucks, I'll tell you what, man.
Escaped.
I've had the worst fucking starting hands with my negative deck. Look at my ranking, motherfucker. 94. Sit down. Yeah. This deck This deck is so trash. It's so trash when you don't have a good start. When you have a good start, it's outrageous. Like I ruffle stomp noobs. I might have to switch over to my Modoc deck because this is pissing me off. If we draw negative now, oh, come on, negative. See you, Saint Tubus. Negative. Oh, it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. Alright, now we get to actually have a play in the fucking sprinkler. Mind you, he's probably got a leech now. Yeah, we're feeling alright here. Sit down, Magneto, you piece of shit. How you looking now, dickhead? How's your snap looking now? Oh, this is great stuff. Yep. Love how this is going for you, champion. This is probably the wrong play. That's the right play, maybe. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yes! Sit down!
Victory.
Fucking hell. Topless, this is a little bit of the old Marvel Snapperuno, mate. It is slap chopping. It's such a fucking trash deck when you have a bad start. I hate it. But when it works, it's just, you can't be stopped. I am Groot. Ooh, Zabu. Alright. I'm going. Oh, this could be good. We could have a Galactus here, and that is going to absolutely ruin this guy's day. Let's see. Do a little bit more painting today, mate, and then I'm heading up to see my brother-in-law and my sister and their children.
Set, bub.
All right, I feel good about this setup. Well, the way the game works, it's random cards. You only have 12 cards in your deck. Ah, awesome. Yeah, you only have 12 cards in your deck, so the oh, this is going to be beautiful. This is going to be absolutely magnificent. Yeah, we'll be on for tomorrow night. I'm excited. This guy, you've just fallen into my fucking trap, mate. Sit down. Yeah. Now every now and then I can fight a way out with this deck without getting Mr. Negative off, but it's not easy. Yeah, cool bucks. I'm heading up to see my sister at about 3 o'clock my time, so I don't think I'll be on later on. All right, this is exactly the right start. Look at this. We go straight into Zabu. Don't be fucking yes. The ideal card for me to draw next would be Magic. If I draw Magic, this will be a win. Although this guy's good, actually, I've played him quite a few times. It is TikTok, yeah. It's super quick, but it's really fun. I'll show you some of the cards. It's fucking mad how many cards there are. All right, it's this one. Yeah. Yeah, 6 turns. You have like 20 seconds or something for your turn. Alright, so as long as we pull Null, Zola, we should be fine here. Tuma. It's not a Tuma. It is actually. It is actually a Tuma. You're dead, Atuma. I'll just Killmonger to actually piss that rock off. Who is your daddy and what does he do? I don't like that rock being there. Why did Shang-Chi only cost 2? Oh, because I flipped him. Come on, mate. Take your turn, you mug. Ooh. Oh, I love that. I love that for me. As long as I whip out Null. Oof. Zola! No, let's do this. Let's do this and this. Oh, you've done me a massive solid here, mate. Oh, fucking hell have you done me a solid. That helps me so much. It doesn't help him at all. I don't need to do anything other than wait here and see what I flip. Squirrel Girl. Carnage. Yeah, he's playing for death. And if I draw... Alright, it's not ideal. Okay, I think... that's my best option. Yeah, he put death there. I thought he might. Yep, I got it.
I am Iron Man. I am Iron Man. I am Iron Man.
Go team. That guy was being slow.
Victory.
Victory. Alright, I'll show you the cool cards. So you get like you get a collection of cards that you build up over time. That's all like Mad Dog Marvel characters, and then you have different variant art cards for some of them. So I've got this is the Ant-Man original card, and then I've got this cool guy riding a little ant, and then this one also riding an ant. Wasp. And then each of the cards do different things. So for example, Rocket, if you play him the same location as someone else played a card, he gets an extra 2 power. All of the Guardians have that rule. It's pretty mad. Blade. And they got stupid baby versions of them, which is dumb, but anyway. And yeah, you get to build a deck of 12 cards, and those 12 cards ideally will work together. So you usually, you're looking for a sort of end game play. Yeah, I can play my MODOK deck. Show you that one. Yeah, and then if you're really lucky, you'll get your cards in the right order. It's a good start. I'm happy with that. Oh, stature. That's so good if this fucking guy's got a discard deck as well. Or if Sokovia comes up. How good would Sokovia be? Oh, no, it's a fucking Thanos deck. Oh, we're in trouble. Thanos is pretty bad for my deck. My negative deck's really good against Thanos. Oh, he's just moved the monster there. That's fucking mad. Oh, thank you very much. Now he'll probably play Reality Stone. If he's got it, he'll play Reality there. Otherwise, he's in a bit of trouble. Fuck. Oh my god, he doesn't have Reality Stone. Suck shit. Come on, MODOK. If I get MODOK now. Yeah, exactly, X-Tab. Yeah, you sort of pick one deck or one card that you're trying to aim for. No. Oh, Professor X. That's pretty good.
All systems go.
I mean, he's going to have a fucking banger last turn, I'll tell you what. Yeah. Yeah, so you usually just have one card that you're trying to build towards, that all the other cards are working with. So for example, this deck, if we go and have a look at my MODOK deck. So the card that I'm building towards is MODOK, right? So he's a 5 cost card, he's got 8 power, and when you play him, you discard everyone in your hand. Now normally that's bad, right? However, Helicarrier, when you discard it from your hand, add 3 random cards to your hand. So then you start to chain these things together. So this guy's a collector. So when a card enters your hand from anywhere, he gains a power. So if I have the collector on the board, and I play MODOK, and I have the Helicarrier in my hand, the collector goes to 2/4. And You've then also got things like Apocalypse. When you discard it from your hand, put it back with +4 power, so he'll go to 12 power. You can also then chain it with things like Morbius, which is every time you discard a card, you gain extra power. Quinjet, which is when cards aren't in your deck, didn't start in your deck, come into your deck. They're cheaper. Wolverine, when he gets discarded, he regenerates. Swarm, when they get discarded, you get extra copies. Dracula, at the end of the game, discard a card. So all of these cards sort of work synergistically together towards an end game. So it's all about how well you chain their abilities together and how well you play them. What makes it interesting is that the locations have abilities that impact that. So right now, I don't have a good start. I don't have the Quinjet in my hand, but I've got Collector, which is nice. So my next turn will be play the Collector. Nidavellir, very nice. So I'll play the Collector here. Fuck you, Cable. So my next turn is almost certainly going to be fuck you, Mantis. Depends on what I draw, I guess. Helicarrier. Alright. How many cards have I got left? Only 2. So we actually want to flip this Helicarrier here. Oh, perfect. I'm interested to know why you've snapped here, actually. So if I put MODOK here, I'll go to higher than you. He's going to go higher as well. I'm not going to win this one, I don't think. I wanted to go here. Tie?
Tie.
I'll take that. Alright, last game, friends, and I'm going over to get some lunch. Let's go MODOK. Big Digger Nick. Alright. I love this location because it's perfect for Wolverine. Oh, what is happening? We're just going to have energy everywhere. This guy got Wolverine as well, probably.
Enough said, bub.
Oh, outstanding. Ah. Yeah, so you both play without the other person seeing. Ooh, storm.
Wind, aid my hand.
This is a, yeah, this is a Cerebro deck. So I should actually be okay here, because Cerebro doesn't have Shang-Chi. And I can... Ooh, it's not a Cerebro deck. Interesting. Oh no, that's bad. He's got us. Cosmo, well timed Cosmo. Good play, my friend. Alright.
Escaped.
I'm off to have some lunch, friends. That's my work today. I'm not going to do a raid. Have a wonderful afternoon. You're all legends. See you tomorrow night for Party Monday with Bucks. Big dinner out.